Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
So moving forward, every single podcast will be on Thursdays now. We've ran the gamut of the college football regular season. So moving forward, every podcast will be on a Thursday. We'll mix in a little college football. We got some big-time college football games coming up. College hoops, NBA, underwater basket weaving, two fat guys playing catch. We will gamble on it on one big happy pod every Thursday. I'm Jason Hammer. I do the Hammer and Nigel show in Indianapolis alongside former elected official, tax-cutting machine, Rob Kendall. Rob, have you done any holiday shopping? Have you gone out of your Brownsburg estate and made it to any of the stores?
We're not really gift people in my house. I am the gift.
That being said, I want action tonight.
I want action tonight. Satisfaction all night.
I like this game tonight, Rob. I like this a lot. We got the Dallas Cowboys on the road taking on the Detroit Lions. Lions are a 3-point home favorite. And when you look at the total tonight and you compare it to what you're going to see with Titans and Browns, it's a little different. 54.5 is the total for tonight. The Titans and Browns, 34 on Sunday. But tonight's one of those games where I'm a buy low, sell high kind of guy when it comes to betting. And I think this is the perfect spot to do that because everybody's down on the Lions because they crapped the bed on Thanksgiving. Everybody's high on the Cowboys because they look good on Thanksgiving. Now, 2 weeks ago, the look-ahead line was about 6 points. Detroit was a favorite by about 6 points before Thanksgiving. So you mean to tell me that in 1 week, just 1 week in the NFL, where we always hear any Sunday, anything can happen, any given Sunday, we're going to lose a field goal because the Lions looked kind of rough against the best defense in the league? I don't know about that. And do we really expect the Dallas Cowboys to sweep that 3-game part of the schedule that was at Philly, Kansas City, and at Detroit? Like at the beginning of the year, Rob, if I put those 3 games in front of you, at Philly, KC, at Detroit, you think the Cowboys are sweeping those?
Well, no, because I bet on the Cowboys 65-1 to win the Super Bowl. I thought they'd have lost all 3 and be 0-13 at this point.
And what we've learned on Thursday nights, again, I think I'm 9-4 on these Thursday night games, just the games themselves. We like the home team, that's the better team on a short week. The home team, that's the better team on a short week, tends to cover. And now you've got the Lions coming off of a loss, which they've been great historically against the number coming off a loss. Go back to November of 2022. The Lions, 14-0 straight up, 13-1 against the spread when it comes to coming off of a loss. And the Cowboys defense ain't Green Bay. That's why that total is as high as it is. So I think this is a good buy low, sell high. Give me the Lions. I'm going to lay the 3 points tonight. I like the Detroit Lions to bounce back at home, Rob.
I like that. Goff is a statue, but the Dallas defense stinks, so I think he'll be fine. I'm in with you, buddy.
So the game of the week involves your Chicago football Bears. The monsters of the Midway, they're back, baby. They're the number 1 seed right now in the NFC playoffs, Rob, and they're on the road to their biggest rival, Bears at the Packers. Temperature in the 20s, wind chill maybe around 10 by kickoff, and Green Bay, 6.5-point home favorite with a total anywhere from 44.5 to 45.
Yeah, I hate to rain on anybody's parade, mostly mine, because I watch every one of these games for the Bears. The Bears could easily be 3-9. I mean, there's a fine line between 9-3 and 3-9. And look, they went to the Super Bowl that one year, same thing.
Like, you're not being over the top. Like, there are, like, you can look at a few plays in every game that if they've gone the other way, they're 3-9.
Yeah, and that's why the line is what it is, right? I mean, people know what the Bears are. They barely beat the Giants and the Redskins, and they did okay against Cowboys. But my point is, they're not like some dominant 9-3 team. They always get smoked. Now they did win last year at Green Bay, but Green Bay's going to be out for blood. This is a game for essentially to control the division. The Bears defense isn't all that good. I think the Eagles are just in name only in terms of people think, oh, they're this dominant team. Now I'm going to bet on them later. But the point is, I'm laying the 6.5, and if that game's close, I'll take the loss because I think it's going to be ugly.
Damn it.
Yes!
Son of a bitch.
Yes!
I, too, have Green Bay minus 6.5, and I hate when you and I have the same picks. Green Bay, 11-1 straight up, 10-2 against the spread against the Bears in the Matt LaFleur era, 16-4 straight up, 12-8 against the spread in their last 20 home games as a favorite of 6 or more. That's a pretty good defense that Green Bay is going to bring out there on Sunday against Caleb Williams, who has been okay. He's shown some flashes, but that's a pretty good defense you're going to see at Green Bay. This is actually my favorite bet on the board. I love Green Bay. I may even buy points up to get plus money. I think the Packers win this thing by 10 or more.
Yeah.
But I'm going to lay the 6.5 with Green Bay. So is this one of those deals, Rob, where you actually feel like Green Bay is the right bet? Or are you such a Bears weirdo that you're just kind of hedging?
Can it be both? I mean, I've done this every week. I bet against the Bears every week, and they haven't lost since I started betting against them.
But let's say someone has a gun to your wife's head, and they're going to pull the trigger if you don't get this bet correctly.
This got pretty intense quick. No, I would totally lay it. The Bears' defense stinks. S-T-I-N-X. Stinks. And Caleb Williams does like 2 or 3 ridiculously stupid things every single game. Against a bad team, they can figure out how to get out of it. They're not getting out of this. I'm with you. I may join you. Maybe we'll be the 10-point club.
All right, so I'm Lions minus 3 tonight. Both of us, Green Bay minus 6.5. Rob's going to pick the Monday night game coming up here in just a little bit. And just for bleeps and giggles, I feel like we should do the Browns and Titans. Make it an NFL degenerate special. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later on. But coming up next, we'll find out what our professional handicappers think. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Follow Never Fade. Those guys coming up next. They've got free plays for you. We are the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, I'm Jason Hammer. Rob Kendall is here, and let's go to the hotline right now and bring on one of our professional handicappers, Kenny Britt of KB Sports. First of all, Kenny, despite your reputation of being just an unlikable, stereotypical, just rotten Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you donated to our toy drive, so there actually is a little bit of good in you after all.
Oh yeah, Christmas and kids at Christmas time. That's my heartstrings there. That means everything. I'm glad you did that. You guys at the radio station. That's a great thing you guys did. While we're talking about that, you already know this, but I want to make it public. I've resigned as president of the Steelers Indiana Fan Club division. I've put everything up for sale. You know, I've got my fuzzy dice, my floor mats, my shirts, my hats, my license plate frame. I'm done. I'm done.
Are you one of these guys now that's burning jerseys and saying Mike Tomlin has to go?
No, okay. I'm not. I don't hate Mike Tomlin. I think he's a good dude. I just think it's time. Ben Roethlisberger and James Harrison talked about this yesterday, that it's just time. And Jason, you'll probably remember this, back when Larry Bird coached the Pacers, and he would only sign a 3-year contract. Remember, he said the reason why is players eventually tune coaches out.
Right.
And I think that's what's happened here. You know, the Steelers are the framework for any professional franchise. They've had 3 head coaches in 55 years. Some franchises have had 50 coaches in 55 years, and we've had 3. I think it's just time for a total reset. The general manager hasn't been able to find a quarterback in 5 years. I just think it's time for a total reset. And I don't know if you heard this, but Roethlisberger brought up a pretty interesting point. Mike Tomlin could win national championships at Penn State.
Yeah, but does he want to go out on the road and recruit and have to deal with NIL spoiled, entitled athletes? Or does he want to get to the office, watch tape, and expect pros to be pros, right? Like
that's
you brought up
question,
Larry Bird earlier. Like, I'll bring up Brad Stevens. I'll bring up a basketball guy. Like, Brad Stevens could have any college coaching gig that he wants, but he's got a pretty damn good thing going, not having to go out and recruit, being an executive in the NBA.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And again, this, I like Mike Tomlin. If he were to leave, he would have 8 teams lining up at his front door,
Right.
So, yeah, but it's just they gained 90 yards in 3 quarters last week, 90 yards in 3 quarters. And Aaron Rodgers is just who we thought he was. If he's got time in the pocket, Jason, I don't know. I watch all the games because I've got Sunday ticket. He'll drop the dime. He'll drop it right in the pocket, but he just doesn't have the time. He's slow in the pocket. He needs a clean pocket for him to be successful, and he doesn't have that. And they're just not a very good football team. I'll flat out admit it. They're just not a good team. And So.
Well, let's talk about a couple teams that are good here, Kenny.
All right.
Let's talk about the rivals that are meeting on Sunday. Probably the best rivalry, if you want to call it that, in the NFL. I mean,
I agree.
Rivalries come and go. Colts and Patriots had a little thing for a little while, and, other teams have had their back and forths, but the Bears and the Packers, the Hatfields and the McCoys here, this is our game of the week, and Green Bay's at home. It's going to be about 17 degrees at kickoff. Packers are a 6.5-point home favorite with an over-under right around 44.5. What say you?
So I'm a believer in the Bears. I'll be honest. Coaching is so important in the NFL, and Ben Johnson has proven that again. They've got a 2-headed monster at running back. They've got really good receivers. They've got 2 good tight ends in Kmet and Loveland. Quarterback, he's not looked terrible. He's looked okay. I'm starting to Caleb Williams. Sorry, I was losing the train of thought there. I'm starting to be a believer in the Bears, Jason. Green Bay's got injuries. Tyler Kraft's out. Their wide receivers have been hurt a little bit. I'm a believer in the Bears, and I'm taking the points in this NFC division game. I'm taking the Bears and the 6.5. I looked everywhere for 7 and couldn't find 7. I looked on 6 apps, and it was 6.5 on all 6 apps.
Right. So this is going to be a total pros versus Joes moment for this show, because I love Green Bay. This is my favorite bet of all the games on the board this weekend.
Really?
I'm on the Packers. I've watched the Bears, and yes, they're 9-3, but in each game, there's a play to where if it goes the opposite direction, the Bears could be 3-9. And this Packers defense, man, they are legit. I love Green Bay in this spot, so I'm going to lay the 6.5. But they're professional. You're taking the points.
I am taking the points. I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a great, just NFC North football, just like you said, cold, and the field will all be chewed up and all that. So it will be interesting, but, we'll see how it goes. Like you said, pros versus Joes, and we'll see who comes out on top.
All right, so now you could pick any other game on the board. What are you looking at?
I am looking at the Cardinals and the Rams. The game is at Arizona. The Rams are favored by 7.5. Jacoby Brissett right now I checked all the teams. He's a better quarterback than 10 starting quarterbacks right now in the NFL. He's throwing for 300 yards a game. I like Arizona team total over 19.5 points. I don't think they're going to win, but that's a low number for Arizona. They didn't hit it last week, but they had a bunch of turnovers and things just didn't go their way. But they're moving the ball up and down the field. They're gaining chunks of yardage. McBride, their tight end, is just going nuts. And Brissett, man, I mean, he could be starting in a lot of different teams this year. So I like the Cardinals team total over 19.5. And Jason, that's my actual favorite play of the week. That will be a VIP play. I really like that play.
if somebody wants to become a VIP client of yours, not just for the NFL, but college basketball, the NBA, the college football games that we've got left? Where do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, KB Sports, and horse racing will really start picking up again by mid-January. You'll start seeing every Saturday you'll have Kentucky Derby prep races every Saturday until May. So I'll be back into that. And, we got college playoff, bowl games, NFL. We got all kinds of stuff going on. It's a great time of the year, man. There's football going all the time. So KB Sports on Facebook, and we will talk to everybody next Thursday.
That's right. Shows are just on Thursdays moving forward. Yep. It won't just be NFL. It'll be NFL heavy, but if we can get some college football in the mix or anything else, we will do that. My friend, we'll talk next week.
All right. And again, Jason, thanks for doing that toy drive. That's a great thing you guys did.
And now we'll go to our other professional handicapper, the man behind followneverfade.com. He's a big, hairy American winning machine. David Stephanoff joins us. David, how the heck are you?
How you doing, Hammer? Back for NFL. Kind of an ugly week of schedule, but we could probably get some winners somewhere.
I think we can. I gave the Lions earlier. I like the Lions tonight. I like the Packers on Sunday. The Packers, actually, David, my favorite bet of the week. I just love Green Bay in the spot. I know it's a lot of points, but I'll lay the 6.5 with the Packers. Where do we want to start with you? Do you want to start with the Green Bay game, or do you want to start with something else?
Well, I'm gonna start with tonight's game. I like tonight's game. My play for the show is going to be. I do have a play for the Green Bay Bears game, but let's get to tonight started off. I love the Lions in this spot tonight. Short week for the Cowboys. Lions, basically, I know a lot of people say it's a bookie dream when you say a team's due or a team has to win, and the bookie loves you when you line up to say that. But I really believe tonight is the night that Lions, backs against the wall, they can't lose any more games. I like the Lions in this spot to lay the 3 points against the Cowboys tonight. The total says everything. There's definitely going to be points. Lions are banged up. We know what the Dallas offense can do. They can go from scoring 0 points in one half to scoring 30 in another. The total is pretty high here, I think 54. I love the Lions in this spot. We're not going to do money line. We're going to lay the 3 points. I think it's a good spot. It's a square bet. I know it's square. It's a public bet. But I'm on the line tonight on Thursday Night Football. I think they get it done -3 versus the Cowboys.
I'm with you. Short week at home,
yes,
David.
Yes.
I'm with you 100% on that. And I'm a buy low, sell high guy. Like everybody's buying the Cowboys right now. They're selling off on the Lions. This is the time to fly in there and scoop up the Lions at home. Coming off of losses, man, Lions are pretty strong, and that's why I'm going to lay the 3.
I think it's time for some of the teams that we follow to do what they usually do. Let's look at the Colts. The Colts are doing what the Colts usually do. They've tanked. I think the Cowboys are due for a letdown spot, just like Rob's Bears. I think they're due for a letdown spot in the next game we're going to talk about. But I think this is a letdown spot for the Cowboys, and you're right. You will not get the Lions at -3 very often, especially in the regular season. So I think I'm going to take advantage of the -3. It's a square play, public play, but I'm on the Lions with you, Hammer.
All right, so let's go to our game of the week here. The Bears at the Packers. Green Bay, 6.5-point home favorite with an over-under, depending on where you look, around 44.5.
Yes. Rob's Bears are hot. They are hot, but when's the last time they've won, I think, 3 road games in a row? I can't tell you the last time they won 4 road games in a row. Probably might have been when the Monsters of Midway might have been around. But I can't pick a side on this. I'm on the total on this game. But the side here, this Green Bay's beat nobody with a winning record. Nobody with a winning record since like week 4. I mean, everybody they beat has had a losing record or been 6 or average team. The Bears are playing good, but I think one of these teams is going to be defensive battle here. I really think the defense is going to show up for these guys. Bears defense is horrible at the beginning of the year. It's turned around. They're playing really good football right now. Green Bay, they're a different specimen at home. They don't score a lot of points at home. They don't. They play defense, and they've been they've thrown some bad games at home. The Eagles, they played the Bengals at home. They didn't score a lot of points. They didn't score.
So, David, let me jump in there real quick
yes,
before
sir.
you finish here. You mentioned Green Bay hasn't beaten anybody good. They did just beat the Lions in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
But the Lions are playing for that's the only winning record they've had. That's the only team they played in the last 8 weeks with a winning record.
Okay.
I just don't think that they play the competition. It looks like, when they play the Carolina, they lose to Carolina. They played Cleveland and they lost to Cleveland. It's just they have some bad games, and I'm not going to guarantee that Jordan Love at home. The conditions are going to be cold. I'm on the under here with you, Hammer. I'm on the under 44.5 is what you can get. Probably shop around. It's probably going to drop down, honestly, as closer to the game because the weather's going to be pretty cold up there. We're going to take the Bears and Green Bay under 44.5.
Now, when we talk about the weather here, it's not like this is the Miami Dolphins going into Lambeau or somebody that's used to these warm weather type games. It's the Bears. They play outside in Chicago. They go to Green Bay every year. They played in a snow game, I think, last week or the week before. Do we make anything of the weather here? Like, as a professional handicapper, how much do we put into the cold compared to, say, what the wind's going to be?
Wind means anything. These guys are still going to run they're still going to run a 440 with no wind, 4 or 540. But when there's wind, the football's in the air, it definitely comes to play. Some of these places, like New York, is notoriously for having windy fields. Snow. I don't think snow's going to be played, but just cold. It's going to be cold. Run the ball. I know. The only path to victory for Green Bay at home has been playing good defense at home the last couple of games. So I just think this is under a game. The spread right there said Vegas tells you the spread's 6.5. That's a lot. That's a pretty big spread for a division game, and so I think Vegas is telling you Green Bay might be the play here. That's a lot of points, but I just can't make up my mind. I can't go. Jordan Love's too inconsistent, and the Bears. Both teams are just too inconsistent. They win, but they win. They win ugly. They win ugly is what I should say. But we're on the under 44.5 Hammer for the play.
All right, I'm going to ride the Packers out. I'm going to lay that 6.5. I like that Packer defense a lot more than I like Caleb Williams. So I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'll take that defense against Caleb Williams. But you are officially on the board with the under on that game and the Lions -3 tonight. Where can we get more plays, David? If we want to become a VIP client of yours, where can we go?
I'm everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You follow me everywhere. I'm easy to get a hold of. Message me on all platforms. Got over 200 subs for football, 200 subs for basketball. Football's been up and down. Basketball's been getting some pretty good information on basketball lately. And we got a shout out, Hammer. I had a sign up today from a guy in Missouri who listens to this podcast. And they said, "Hey, Missouri can gamble now. I want to sign up. I listen to you guys in Degenerate." So, hey, people are listening out there. But all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, you follow me. VIP special this weekend. Get all my plays for this weekend for $75. Every play for across the board, football, basketball. We got some UFC Saturday night. Message me directly, sign up. Shout out to the mayor of Brownsburg and good luck to his Bears this weekend on a big play. Shout out to KB Sports and Kenny and his team, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not. I don't think he's a Steelers fan anymore. I think he's a Bears fan. After
he's burning all of his gear now.
Selling his gear off. And thank you again, Hammer. You're the captain of this ship that we're going straight to the top with. I appreciate everything you do. Have a great week to the Degenerates, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, you heard from our professionals. Believe it or not, we've got an NFL Degenerates special on the way next. Back on the Degenerates Next Door. Now, normally, this is reserved for college betting. A MAC football game, something from the Sun Belt, the Fun Belt. We can also move it to college basketball season. You don't normally get a lot of these in the NFL, but this week, Rob, we've got a Degenerate special.
It's time for Hammer's Degenerate Special.
Yeah, you guys can watch the Cowboys and Lions. You guys can have fun with your Sunday matchup between the Bears and the Packers or the Texans and Chiefs. But the money you can win on the Titans at the Browns spends the same. The Browns, 4-point home favorite, over under 34.5. 34.5. Now look, I don't believe Shedeur Sanders should be a 4-point favorite over anybody in the NFL. I really don't. I get the Titans are ass, but come on. But look at this total. 34. 34, that's it. These offenses are not good, okay. But are these defenses any better? Are these defenses outside of the Cleveland Browns front line? All right, Myles Garrett, generational player, fine. But do we expect the 85 Bears to be taking on the 86 Giants out here? I don't think so. I think you're going to have turnovers. These quarterbacks are going to throw interceptions, and that means a short field. I can't believe I'm going to do this. But the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, I'm going to ride the lightning, Rob.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going to go over 34 points. Now, that's on Sunday. If that game doesn't pan out for you, don't worry, because Rob Kendall is Mr. Monday Night. Nobody gives you more action on Monday night than Rob does. What are we looking at?
All right, you got the Eagles at the Chargers. Eagles are given 2.5. Here's my thing. Every week we're like, Harbaugh's going to get it together. They're going to be great. They're going to be awesome. I don't think they're either great nor they're awesome, and I can't see the Eagles. It's an overreaction world in sports betting, right? Okay, you lost to the Bears. Not only did you lose, you got manhandled by the Bears. The guy took his shirt off for the Bears. It was so bad.
I love when you talk about the Bears, you turn into Vince McMahon cutting a promo. You're fired!
Well, everybody from the Eagles should have been fired because the Bears stink and they got bullied around.
They're the number one seed in the NFC, Rob.
They barely beat the Giants. The Giants.
So you're telling me people in first place aren't very good? Because that's you in our college football standings.
I'm the winner. Anyway, I think the Eagles will get it together. Eagles minus 2.5.
Eagles minus 2.5. That is Rob's play on Monday. Let's recap the board here for the game of the week. Bears at the Packers. Rob and I both on Green Bay minus 6.5. Kenny Britt of KB Sports. He's on the Bears with the points. David Stephanoff, follow, never fade. He is on the under in that game. And for the rest of the plays, go back and listen to the podcast. They're all right there. They're free. We're giving them to you for free. All we're asking is go back and listen to the show.
He's fired!
For Rob Kendall, for Kenny Britt of KB Sports, and David Stephanoff, a follow, never fade. I'm Jason Hammer. Again, everything's on a Thursday now. So we will talk to you next Thursday here on the Degenerates Next Door.